last time you did, you went silent on 2.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
I have the footage.
No, the footage is no. You're altering footage because we just had this conversation about this. That it's 3, 2.
I know what it should be. The last episode we did, the diner episode, was silent on 2.
No, I think no. That's altered footage. It's altered carbon.
Fake footage.
It's fake footage.
Fake
Actually,
footage.
I mean, legitimately, I think it's 5, 4, 3.
We'll have to ask Charlie Chaplin's guy, the guy who created that
the OG,
the original tactic. Yeah, whatever.
Hey,
his
3,
name.
2.
Yeah.
See?
Man, see?
This
This is a talkie. This is a talkie, see?
They used to film in New Jersey. Like Fort Lee was like a big film area in like the 20s. That was like the Hollywood
Back in the day.
back in the Disney.
There's still a lot going on over there with NBC right now. Like, NBC's in Englewood Cliffs.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
We definitely know that NBC is at the Chelsea Piers.
Chelsea. We haven't told that story yet, I don't think.
No,
right?
we'll tell it today.
Yeah, all right.
This is the day.
This is the day we
This is the day we tell.
Right here, folks. All right, jabronis, we're back. We got a special LPDS Easter specials. So very excited. We're in Site Bravo. We're trying a bunch of new things tech-wise here because we got the tools to do it. We also have special guests in the background. You'll see him on. We got a wide-angle camera here to my right. So we'll get Pistol Pete in the mix this time, hopefully, unless I edit it poorly like I usually do, and it'll be a disaster. But we should have everyone involved today. So Pete and Nick, thank you for having me host here and for getting this all set up. This is going to be, hopefully it turns out to be a cool little, how you doing?
Yeah, man.
When you say you have new tools, you're talking about me and him, right?
Yeah, those are the
That's
tools.
us.
Yeah, the tools for
Pretty big.
success
We
I
have
was talking about.
huge tools.
Huge tools. Big,
Straps.
giant. One slightly bigger than the other tool. But thanks for doing this. So we're going to give this a shot. We talked earlier. No real agenda, but Easter's special, so we'll get into some Easter stuff. But before we do, I do want to get into the last time I was here. We went out to New York City. Pistol was away on business.
I think you were just at work.
Ski
No,
lodge
you were
business.
you
ski
were
lodge
skiing.
Yeah, you were skiing.
Skiing, yeah.
Yeah, so Pistol was on,
White people business.
naturally, yeah.
In Vermont.
Snow bunny business.
Snow bunny business.
So you and I, Nick Papagiorgio, we went to New York City to Chelsea Piers for a work thing for you.
Yeah, I had to go look at a boat for an event. It's JR Cigar's 50th anniversary this year,
Big time,
and we're doing a big like employee party on a boat in the city in the fall. So I had to go look at the boat with my boss, and it was docked. That's right. It was docked.
Dry docked.
Dry docked. it was moist.
No, it was a good moist docking.
It was a saturated dock.
Sure.
And so we had to go look at the boat. And so this is why, I mean, listen, it ended up turning out fine, but this is why I'm mad at you. Not mad at you, but like this is why this was your fault. I have no idea about Chelsea Piers. I've never been there before. I know that it exists. You worked for a whole summer like a block away from this.
Across the street.
Yeah. So when I see this big, the big blue building that's like with offices and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how to get to the actual docks. So I'm like, I guess we got to go through this office building. And you're like, yeah.
No, it wasn't the docks that we couldn't figure out. It was we thought the meeting was going to be in the office first, not just a blind boat sighting, like a boat viewing, if you will.
Like a boat date.
Yeah. So we went to go. We thought it was going to be a little bit more official business. How you doing?
I mean, look, we got to go on the boat. That's pretty official. They let you on the boat.
We were on the boat, VIPs.
Yeah.
But before that, I'll let you tell the tale.
All right. So we go to this blue building, and I was told the boat's at Pier 62. And so you see, like, signs outside of this building, like Pier 59, Pier 60, Pier 62. So we go in, and there's just, like, a glass door there, and it has, like, the little, I'm going to use one of your words, how you doing, the QR code for, like, COVID stuff. So the guy's like, here, scan it on your phone, fill out the documents. You know, have you been shitting recently?
It was a questionnaire to make
sure.
sure that you're not sick, because you can't lie on these things. They'll know if you're lying.
But like, here's the thing: if it was like, the ones that are like, have you been in contact with somebody? Like, I get that. When it's like, have you had diarrhea in the past? Like, yeah, but it had nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
like, it's separate.
I had bad shellfish.
Yeah, separate diarrhea. They should have a separate diarrhea button.
Yeah.
Right. So we just fill that out, and the guy's, I'm like, hey, I'm looking for the Atlantica, the boat. I got to go look at this boat. And the guy's like, oh yeah, second floor. Because again, still makes sense we're thinking there's an office that we got to go to. In hindsight, this guy had no idea what we were talking about.
Clueless.
Totally clueless.
Nice guy, though.
Nice guy. Yeah, good fella.
Yeah.
So we get up, we're going into the second floor, and you know how when like an elevator door in like an office building opens, they have like the sign there that says like, you know, Dr. Kevorkian, whatever, like the different offices on that floor.
Usually. Yeah.
So we get out and we're kind of looking around, like it honestly looked kind of like a high school or a college hallway. It was kind of like that kind of color and like that kind of floor. And we're looking around, and then
hasn't been updated in
a
quite
while.
some time.
And then we see on the sign, and it says Special Victims Unit, and then it says Universal Network, and then it says Wolf Films. And I look at Johnny, I'm like, is this?
Wait a second.
Wait.
So when I saw it, we saw Special Victims Unit, and you know you're just going down the line because I think linearly one at a time, and I was like, man. There's no way the real cops would have a Special Victims Unit just here at the pier like that.
Yeah.
They would have
Unless it's like some kind of Lethal Weapon, like movie cops are always, their office is always in like a really cool place. It's like,
some offshore business.
They got an office on the beach. Like
Right.
this is cool.
Yeah, and a double wide. But then as you look down, you're like, man, there's no way. I thought maybe it was a joke, like somebody was putting. I was like, there's no way they're just filming SVU Law and Order here.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Then we look up. There's like a doorway with like 3 steps, and it goes up to like what kind of like, from what I could see, it looks like a big auditorium. But you can't. But there was definitely, you know how like you know this from working in the industry, a theater or on movie sets, like the back of the set is never painted. It's just like that plywood,
Right,
or
yeah.
whatever. So I look in and I see like 2 people walking around with headsets, and I just see these like plywood things, and I'm like, that looks like it's a set. Like,
We're
it looks
here,
like,
man.
Yeah. And so we're like, dude, is this where they film SVU? And then right away, you wanted to sneak onto the set and like be victims.
Yeah, I wanted to be a special victim.
Yeah. But when we look on it, what the hell is that noise? Anyone else hear a noise or just me?
No, it's just you.
Okay. I thought we got in here really easily. Like if we had headsets and a clipboard, we could have just walked onto the set and been like,
It was almost like they were asking for special victims.
listen, guys, we're in desperate need of
SVs.
SVs.
We need them now. SVDs.
Special victim daddies.
And you had to go to do your boat tour.
Yeah.
I was not on the same headspace as you. I wanted to be a special victim stat.
You wanted to hear Ice-T say something about how you died.
Give me, like tough talk, the dead body that is
Yeah.
me, the victim.
You ate your last chip, or like whatever he
something
says.
like that, yeah.
No more granola for this hiker, or
Yeah.
like some stupid bullshit.
Something stupid,
So
yeah.
did you recognize the set? Was it?
No,
Like
like,
a
it was
courtroom,
just the
we
back
didn't
of
get
the
that
set.
far in because we had to go for the boat tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to investigate
You
a
wanted to
little bit
investigate
more.
some more.
Right.
But then on the way out, when we finally found, after that, you're like, oh, maybe we should just go to the pier. I know where that is, and I'm like, okay,
we
great.
went to the pier. Yeah.
But as we were leaving, like out of the back way, there's like this kind of I guess it's like a tunnel, like in between the buildings, and there was all these like makeup trucks and trailers and like little director's seats, and it was all set up for Blacklist. So they were filming Blacklist out there too.
That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
show
Yeah.
for all you jabronis out there who don't watch television.
Yeah,
It's also a show.
It's
Is that on NBC? Probably.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's
Yeah,
probably it's an NBC studio.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
good show.
But yeah, and a good boat. Boat turned out nice. It's a good
Solid boat.
Solid
Yeah, it's
boat.
going to be a good event for you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be
good
very
event
nice.
for you guys. Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
So we'll make it there, folks.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we might as well just kick into it. But first, we'll step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right, I'm back on the mobile.
Mobile Command Center.
Yeah, the mobile command center. So today's Into the Cage fact is sponsored by Pontius Pilate's Antique Crosses. Are you an old Italian woman who loves to decorate your home to look exactly like the Vatican? Do you want to wow your family with a crucifix worthy of a Nazarene king? Well, with the killer deals you'll get at Pontius Pilate's, now you can fill your home with so many crosses your guests will think you're having an exorcism. So to get a high-quality antique cross from the Pilate today, visit www.resurrection.com and use the promo code INRI for 3% off your first cross. Grandma Margaret would love...
The INRI is such a good joke.
Golden.
I don't think anyone... not many people will
That's a
understand
deep cut.
that.
That's
You
going to
get
be a... Yeah.
That's
I
a-
get it.
That's a deep...
That's a deep cut.
That's a writer's joke.
Yes.
That's a writer's.
Thank you.
That writers appreciate. But
I worked hard with Pontius and friends to come up with a good sales pitch for the crosses because he does good work and we want to get his name out there.
Yeah.
Sturdy crosses. I mean,
they're the best.
they really are.
Literally the most famous. The only other famous cross would be the one Spartacus was on.
And you could tell that one was that was not a
that
Pontius.
was garbage.
It wasn't
comparison.
even. No, it was a T section cross.
Yeah, it wasn't. They didn't have enough wood to go all the way up to the head and put this.
It was a second-rate cross.
Yeah,
if you
second
will.
rate.
Is it so good that they'll wash their hands of buying crosses anywhere else?
You will, yeah. You will. Yeah. It'll take you 3 days to find a better cross.
Yeah.
So, Sticks, you got the fact today.
Yes.
You came in hot with another one. So, why
So
don't you
I
go
told
ahead?
you before, and I was mostly right, except the movie is a different movie that I was thinking of. So, one of the famous, I say it's like one of his poster movies because it has one of the movie posters that like is the same.
Oh, Dying of the Light. That's a good film.
Dying of the Light.
Oh, I saw that. That's a horrible movie.
So Dying of the Light.
I said it's a good film, and Pistol goes, it's a horrible movie.
Yeah.
Don't even ask him about Vampire's Kiss.
I mean, that's a different conversation. But
so Dying of the Light. The only two actors I know in it from this picture is Nick Cage and Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
He played the Russian guy in the Star Trek movies. Younger
who
actor,
died.
he passed away,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
oh, he just passed away, huh?
Yeah, a couple years ago. There was like some weird accident with a Jeep. Like he
He
got
got
out of the
pinned
car
against,
to open his gate, and
I
he,
did
I guess he
not
left it
know
in
that.
neutral or something in
Yeah,
the
he
car.
got pinned against the gate.
Yeah. So that was sad. But they did not, none of the actors or the producers liked the final cut of the movie, but they had a clause in their contract that they weren't allowed to badmouth it for like up to a year or something. They either had to do positive press or not say anything. So as a silent form of protest, and I'll try to show you a quick how you doing there, they all of the actors got T-shirts made up with the clause from their contract and they can't say anything bad, and they wore it to like movie premieres and they wore it on social media. It says, "No publicity issued by artist or lender, whether personal publicity or otherwise, shall contain derogatory, bold, mention of company, the picture, or the services of artists or other connected with the picture," meaning they can't talk shit about it. So, as their silent form of protest, they all wore these T-shirts. Now, for Nick Cage to sit there and be like, "I don't like how this movie turned out,"
You know something's up. Unless that's a boilerplate clause in all contracts.
sometimes it is, but like there are plenty of times where actors, like especially directors, when their movies get like taken over, they'll switch. What's the famous like anonymous name they'll use? There's like a famous name that directors will use when they don't want to be associated with the movie anymore. They'll credit director as like John Smitty, I think it is.
Oh yeah, there's one name.
There's like one name that a director will use when they're like, I don't want to be associated with this, so like take my,
and everybody
take,
uses that
take
same
my
name, so you
yeah.
know that it's
It's like a
garbage.
silent form. So like there's people who do badmouth it. Like Ben Affleck badmouth Armageddon.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think it's something that they do for every contract.
No.
I feel like though, if you're signing a contract for a movie and that's in there, you gotta know the movie's not gonna be good.
It's
right?
usually like low budget, straight to DVD type films where you're probably going to see that contract.
Yeah,
I believe
clause.
I believe this movie was
Dying of the Light. This is not a studio.
Straight
it was
to
straight
VHS.
To it was straight to DVD.
yeah.
Oh, straight to VHS.
No, it was DVD era. It was like 4 years ago it came out.
That's the point. That's why it was that bad. They were just like nobody's.
No.
Guys, we
that's
got an
fair.
exclusive deal for Laserdiscs.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Beta
be the
tapes.
only ones.
Put this clause in here just in case though. It's gonna be a hit though.
It's gonna be a hit.
Let me tell you.
That was he did some that are, we've talked about this. He did some that aren't the best. Jiu-jitsu. We watched it when we were sick on COVID, and we were like, this is the worst thing that happened to us today.
We also watched, we watched it before it went to Netflix where anybody could watch it.
Yeah,
we
we paid.
sought it out
We sought it out, and we paid. Somebody got money from us.
from us streaming that on Amazon.
yeah.
I remember saying to at least you, Nick, when you told me you're like, we're watching Jiu-Jitsu tonight, and I was like, where are you getting it from? You're like, Amazon rental or whatever it was from. Shout out Amazon, Bezos. Don't kill us. And I was like, you sure you're gonna pay for that one?
Well, I'll tell you what.
See how hot my voice went? That's how unsure I was.
We really wanted to watch the one you've been recommending, which is Bad Lieutenant. You can't even rent it. Like they have some exclusive streaming deal with some like like Vubu or some like weird service. We couldn't even pay to rent it on Amazon.
I see. I gotta find. I know I have it.
Oh, I know you do. It's in your old like CD holder.
No, it's not in there. I have it. I think on my hard drive somewhere. I'll find it and we'll watch it.
Dropbox it to me.
Bad Lieutenant is.
That's
I'm
that's
dying to
actually
watch
highly
that one
rated.
again.
It's got like an 80% rating.
I haven't seen that in years.
A phenomenal Nick Cage-esque movie.
But like,
And Val Kilmer's in it. Fat Kilmer.
Fat Kilmer.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's gonna look
And
in the new Top
Exhibit
Gun.
is in it.
The guy from the car show.
Exhibit.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I know him
That's
as.
right.
I don't know any of his music. I
Yeah,
know
and
him as
Ava
the guy.
Mendez.
is his girlfriend, right?
Yes, and I believe his father is. I might be mixing up actors, but I'm pretty sure it's the police chief from Super Troopers,
Oh,
Canadian tuxedo guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah, he's I think he's British. Brian Cox, I think is his name.
Sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Braveheart as the uncle.
he was Braveheart. But yes, I believe it was the same guy.
Yeah.
But that's an incredible Nick Cagey film for sure.
Yeah,
he has so many Cage moments because he's hopped up on drugs. He calls drugs the kibble. Give me the kibble. Phenomenal film. Phenomenal feature film. Anyway, that's the Cage fact. Thanks for bringing that in. I did not know that one actually,
Yeah,
which
I saw
is very surprising.
I follow a bunch of like movie like Facebook pages that like randomly put like 15 weird movie facts about something. Like
That
that's where I
popped up?
learned that Ben Affleck on the commentary, on the director's commentary for Armageddon, was talking shit about like the plot, and he's like, well, kind of like funny because like I think everyone knows that that's a fun movie, and he was like, I asked Michael Bay, and I was like, I asked Michael, isn't it easier to teach astronauts how to drill than how to teach drillers how to be astronauts? And he told me to shut the fuck up.
I'm
Sorry,
glad.
Terrence.
Fair enough.
Yeah, family show. It is Easter weekend,
Yeah.
after all.
Hey, Easter weekend.
So that's a good pull from Analyze This.
Yeah, the best,
right
the
there.
best. The Sopranos one.
We got to find the actual episode to find that.
It's from
clip.
the episode The Two Tonys. So that's I guess what I think that's when Steve Buscemi comes back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's about the Easter baskets. I don't even know what that is.
that's a good clip. We got to figure that one out
Yeah.
on our own. But good. That was a good fact.
Yeah.
I love Nick Cage. So anytime I hear a new fact, I get all
get all-
excited. And now we got a holiday weekend. We got the rise of the king himself. off of Pilot's Crosses.
You gonna watch Ten Commandments tomorrow night, or did you watch it already?
No, we watched Ben-Hur last night.
Oh.
So if you guys couldn't already tell, I'm back in New Jersey, for the family event. And I posted a photo or a video and a photo
Of the Easter
a couple
Bunny.
days ago of the Easter Bunny in the same compound of the Nut House in that same community. He was looking tough.
Why was he? I know that it's a very Easter thing. So because I saw it, how Santa Claus during the holidays comes around on a
it was where the
Yeah.
Easter Bunny's kind of like sitting on the back of a
He's in
Of
the
an
back of an
ambulance. It
So,
looks
yeah.
like they're taking him
and
somewhere.
not
He's just
like
waving
not
on his
standing
way.
in the back of the ambulance like waving. He was
He's
just like
sitting.
sitting there like he got into a fight. Like, all right, we got to take him in. Like he got a concussion.
Wait, and I caught
Reluctantly.
him behind the scenes too because they were stuck at the members only gate.
and they couldn't get in.
And they were trying to work the code. It was a 2-vehicle convoy for some reason.
Does that count as a convoy? Or is that just two cars?
That's a convoy.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's there headless. He took his head off. Not to be confused with face off. Head off.
I want to take his head.
Off. And he's got his head in his lap, kind of like Old School in the scene from Old School at the party.
Yeah.
Where Spanish had his elephant head off. Had his head off. Really out of character. Very amateur hour, if you
Yeah.
will. And he was looking kind of haggard. And I'm sitting back there. I was like, I got to snap a pic of this. While he was putting his head on, I snapped a pic of that. And then he gives me like right before he puts his head on, he gives me like a smile, like, I'm in a bad spot right now. I'm pretty banged up. And initially you couldn't tell if he was out for an Easter adventure or if they were just picking him up
something happened.
after a bender at the furry convention. But he puts his head on, he saves face, he goes out and is waving, but he's still sitting behind the ambulance, so you can't see if you're in front of the ambulance driving around. You can't see the Easter Bunny.
You can't
just
see him
an
until you can't see him until he's past you because he's in the back of the ambulance.
Right. So you just think there's an ambulance, two ambuli
Driving slowly.
with their sirens on, and then all of a sudden afterwards you see Bugs Bunny hooked up to an IV, waving and throwing up in his head.
He's got bandages everywhere.
I mean, he was in trouble.
I love how
Couple
that's,
holes in
that's
his fur.
such a quintessential like Easter because Easter is kind of like it should be a bigger deal for Christians than Christmas. It's supposed to be, but it's like the budget Christmas. It's like we're kind of excited about it. You get like a little gift, but it's like not as big as Christmas.
That's because you don't get the days off like
Yeah.
you do for Christmas.
But like Santa on the fire truck is like this big epic thing. It's all in red, and then the Easter Bunny in the back of an ambulance sitting down. Like that's Easter. Like that's Easter in a nut.
That's
in an
Jersey
eggshell.
Easter.
That's Jersey
It's
Easter.
Easter in an
That's-
eggshell, if you will.
That's definitely Jersey Easter. He was at the clubs, at the bars, probably hitting the strip club in the VIP pig pens.
Having a
back
good
there.
Friday, if you will.
Oh yeah, and he will.
Having a great. He will. He had a great Friday.
He had a good Friday. But once I saw that, it reminded me of like all the sort of circus act stories we have from Easter. So I figured we could talk about in the junction here. There you go. We could talk about some old, good funny Easter stories from the family. We got Pistol here to talk about Pistol Easter. And then we could talk about what we're doing for Easter as well.
So I got.
And what I also love to do is I love to talk about things I want to talk about before talking about them.
and then you
So
want to
set the stage.
and then you're going to want
Right.
to spend 10 minutes thanking us at the end.
Thanking you guys for
Thank you. It's
talking
awesome.
about.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, for all the talking.
Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you. Stay strong.
Stay strong, and thank you. So, I don't know about you. I think we agree on this. I've told you this several times. Easter is my favorite food holiday.
Yeah, for you.
For me.
Yeah, that's your
That's my baby.
opus, Super Bowl. I don't know.
Yeah, that is my it's back to the long ago with Big Marge.
Big Margaret.
Easter has just always been like a sublime food holiday for me because it doesn't end. It starts in the morning.
Which is crazy to think. And Pistol, I'm sure you've seen this too. You come from an Italian background. Pistoli, I believe your name is called.
Peter Pistoli?
Pistoli, yes.
Yeah. But any holiday or any family event, holiday or not, the food is going to be aplenty.
Right.
So when this is your favorite one, that says a lot when it comes to food.
Yeah,
how
but
you
also
doing.
you got you got turkey on Thanksgiving. I enjoy turkey, but I'm not like over the moon. Oh, I love turkey. Like, it's nice to have the turkey. Christmas, we kind of change it up every year what we eat for Christmas. It's not like
recently,
a set,
since Big Margaret passed, rest in peace.
No, because even then we would go down to Uncle Ron's Christmas Day. So it was always like, we
had turkey.
Did we have
Grandpa Scalingi, Big Al,
did
made
we do
a turkey.
I thought we had ham.
We had ham too, but he always brought a turkey.
Burn a turkey.
That's right. Brought the
Also,
bird.
you're like, oh, so Buco Charlie? But then...
That's from the Santa Claus, folks.
Yeah. Only the first one was good.
I watched them all.
We talked about it
I like
in our Christmas episode.
Yeah. I'm a Tim Allen guy.
Yeah. And then but Easter, I mean, let's get into the foods.
We could talk about food first. Yeah.
So first thing, and we have to go after this. While you're editing, I gotta go out on my own little Easter egg hunt to try to find this because we couldn't find it this year.
This is where it starts.
Yeah.
The day starts with
A pizza cane.
yes.
Yeah. So right now we are filming on Holy Saturday, I guess it's called.
Yep. Part of the Easter Triduum.
That's right.
You're
so
Is that a religious way of saying the Trinity?
No, Triduum. That's
Is it
the only
W?
time I've ever seen that word used.
Is
It's
there-
in church. And
Is there a
it's,
W in there?
no, it's two U's.
U's, double U's,
W's.
if you will.
Not W, W's.
Which is exactly how they came up with the name of W.
That's how they say it in Jersey. W's.
Yeah, double U's. That's
It's
just
two
New
you guys,
Jersey
it's
and
W's.
Philly.
I'm a little drunk right now. I see double U's.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. Paulie from Rocky. That's how he says it.
Hope they got my comics out here.
So tomorrow is the day for us. So that's why we're on the hunt now. That's why
Yeah.
you have to go out
I gotta
later
go.
on the hunt.
So it's very simple. It's a pizza cane, and what it is it's not one time Grandma made it with like a traditional pie crust, like an apple pie crust. That's no good. It's got to be like almost like a pastry crust. It's a very flaky but hearty crust, and then inside.
Yeah, it's not like a croissant that flaky.
No,
light.
it's in between like a flaky and a sturdy pie crust, where it's like a thick.
It's more like what you would do for like a chicken pot pie.
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
Like that kind of a pie
almost.
crust.
Yeah.
So we got that on the outside. Then inside, very simple. It's a mixture of egg, dragotta cheese, which for the
For you
heathens-
swines out there, ricotta.
yeah, ravioli cheese.
Yeah.
Ravioli cheese.
Sons of bitches.
Parsley, for some reason, like even though parsley for me is more decorative, it's got to be in there. You got to have parsley in there. You got to see the green in there.
Yeah.
And then diced up like hot or sweet supersized, like the hard sausage.
Sure.
And it's got to be, Grandpa did it the best, diced up like mini pieces.
They're like mini. He cut them up into like mini pyramids.
Yeah,
it was a special way of doing it.
He was phenomenal.
It wasn't cubed or julienne.
No.
It was JPL pyramids.
Yeah. He was a lot better at that than building shelves, but
The Frankenshelf.
Frankenshelf.
Which is we haven't gone to that yet. One of these days we're gonna tell everyone the story of the Frankenshelf.
I heard him using power tools. I should.
What an incredible memory. I can't. Go. Dice super sod.
Yeah. Then you mix that all together, and that's the filling, and then you bake it, but then you don't eat it hot. You bake it, and then you got to put it in the fridge.
Right.
Now this is not part of any meal.
Oh, there's eggs in there too.
Yeah.
There's
You gotta,
eggs.
the eggs are for like if you were making like for the foundation. So
Yeah,
when,
exactly.
when you cook it, it sturdies up.
Binds up.
This is not part of a meal. This is not like, oh, for breakfast I am having this, or we're gonna have this with dinner. You bring it out in the morning of Easter while you're getting everything else ready, and then every 45 minutes, maybe an hour,
You go take a hit.
Yeah, you take a not like you don't get a big piece like you would a pie. It's like no, you can have a little piece. Just
Well,
have
a little, yeah.
a little
It's
piece
like
of
a maybe like ½ inch to an inch slice, just for a little taster, just to wet the beak a little bit, if you will.
Want to wet my beak a little bit,
Right.
Don Fanucci. But so that's you got that, which is, and again, it is not something. It is one of my favorite foods. It is not something I would eat any other time of year. If somebody at like a July 4th barbecue is like, "Oh, I have pizza cane," I'd be like, "Get the hell out of here! Like, I don't want it. I don't want it now.
This is not the time.
This is not the time."
I hit it. Get that corn out of my face like Nacho Libre.
The time is the Saturday, the day before Easter, when you buy it. Maybe you gotta test it out, make sure it's all right, and then as long as it lasts for the next few days,
Right.
and that's it.
Yeah, and depending on how things go, it's not lasting long.
No.
You're doing work on
Quick
that.
caveat: awkward story involving pizza cane. So we usually get it from Grandma used to make it. I used to help her make it when I would stay there. Now we get it from Frucci, our meat guy.
Or me, yeah. Or
But,
he's a butcher.
It's a butcher
He's
shop. Or Italian
Meat
deli
guy.
butcher shop.
Yeah, he's a meat guy.
But every once in a while, Aunt Rosa will make Grandma's recipe of it, and if we happen to see her in the time, she'll freeze some. I don't know.
Aunt Rosa is
Is
Big Margaret's
his
sister, so
yeah.
she's part of the nut job.
I don't know
house,
if you know this or not. Dad had to have told you. So unfortunately, our cousin Andy, I think it was Andy's dad because it was a couple years ago. I don't think it was Aunt Marion. I think it was Andy's dad. Andy Lupo is one of our cousin. His father passed away, and me and Dad taught well by Marge. You got to pay respects. It was like in the middle of Queens, like on a Thursday. We went in because
You got to do what you got to
show
do.
respect.
Right.
And we're sitting next to Aunt Rosa, and my godmother Tony's there, and the Stassis and the Patrullo, all the good names.
The whole gang.
The whole gang. And we're sitting next to Aunt Rosa, like, oh, it's sad. She's like, oh, by the way, I have your pizza canes frozen in the car. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, meet me in the parking lot. I'll give you the pizza cane.
So you're doing like
Doing drug
like
deals
a
at
drug
the
deal
funeral.
for Italian like snacks.
Pies
Yeah.
At the funeral.
I mean, if that's not the most Libretti thing like to go on.
And I could even understand it if she's like, hey, stop by the house after the funeral. I got some stuff for you. No, she brought it to the funeral home in the car. Like, oh, yeah, come on, I got something for you.
Are you even surprised? If you go back to our Christmas episode, we talked about the same Aunt Rosa with the bread, calling up about the loaves, the stolen loaves.
Do you know this story?
I think
We'll do a quick
vaguely.
recap.
Quick recap.
So Calandra's, obviously
Yeah.
you know Calandra. So Christmas Eve every year on the way into New York, God forbid he goes earlier.
Yeah, we go and grab loaves for party favors, as
Yeah.
you know, 15, 16 loaves. We pass them out at Christmas Eve. Christmas morning, we're opening presents as a family on Christmas. We get a call to the house line. It's Aunt Rosa. And it's not even a hello, Merry Christmas. It's, I think my sister stole my loaves of bread, and I only have 2, and I was supposed to have 4, and we got to investigate this. I think she stole the loaves. And my father, who is, it's his aunt. He's the nephew. He's like, my family's opening presents, you crazy lady.
And also, JPL3 is not the most festive guy. It's not like he was in the middle of enjoying it, but even for him, this was a whole new level of insanity.
Of crazy, a crazy Libretti, Stasi family, what have you.
Yeah.
But he's like, we'll deal with the loaf investigation after. This is not important. But it was to her, and that's why it makes complete sense why she would go out.
While she's smuggling Easter
while
pie
she has a
at the
whole
funeral.
Well, she has a whole trunk load of Easter pies ready to dole out to get her vig.
This one's 20, this one's 35, and these two are 10. Pulls her rug and it's just
Yeah, you
pies.
pull out your bankroll of rubber band cash to dole out. Let me get this $10 and let me get the $30
It's all
for
different
my
colored
mother.
Tupperware lids to demarcate
Oh,
the
no, not
amount of money.
Tupperware. Libretti special, foil.
Tin foil.
Tin
Tin foil.
Wow.
Frozen tin foil.
Oh yeah, with Sharpie marker that says
JPL on it.
yeah, whose pie is what and what year it was crafted and how much money it is. Like this one's the $30 one. This is for my nephew.
Because, he always takes care of us with the bread, so I got to get him back. That year, she's like, no, you only get 2 pies now because somebody screwed me on bread.
Right. Somebody screwed me on bread. I'm screwing you on
pies.
pizza cane Italian pies. So it's a wild. That's how it
that's
is.
food number 1.
But which is how the day starts, and that's like the
you guys,
mortar.
You guys do pizza cane. You get it from someone? Your mom doesn't make it?
My mom makes it.
Your mom makes it.
She makes it. It's a lot of work, though. This is the first
it's a lot.
year that we're not having pizza cane, actually.
It's weird because
First
this
year.
is also, I want you to get into your family tradition, but this is also the first year in a while where you guys aren't, like, your mom's cooking. Because usually the past couple of years, you guys have been either going out or getting it delivered.
Well, yeah, typically the Easter dinner's at somebody's house. Last year, though, COVID, we ordered dinner,
That was very
picked it up.
nice.
We also picked it up for my brother, dropped it off
Yeah.
in North Bergen for him and my sister-in-law. We all got dressed up. I looked ridiculous.
Would you
It was
wear it as
great.
like a zoot suit, like a pinstriper?
No, I actually wore an Easter bonnet with flowers, and I had like lime green sweatbands on my head and wrists, and a lime green sunglasses.
Was I dressed ridiculous?
So it was a Jersey Easter.
It was Jersey Easter. Yeah. So we did that, but we picked it up from Lunello's. Shout out, Lunello's, fantastic. Picked up the food, dropped it off by them, brought it home, and then we had dinner together up
And
here.
that was, I got to say, moment of solidarity. That was really nice. Because this was like in the beginning of COVID. Mom and Dad stopped by in the morning, fully masked, and Dad with his Lysol in his holsters.
Yeah, in his sweatpants holsters.
Like Yosemite Sam's.
Yeah.
I do declare.
He just fired off Lysols.
But that was the first time I saw them in like 4 weeks, because this was like when COVID was
It
like
was
you
in the
can't,
heat.
especially because they were older. Like I didn't see them.
It was
at
a
all.
month out. It was
Yeah.
a month out from when
They
COVID started.
dropped off like some lamb chops or something, but then the D'Angelos very graciously invited me to the house, and I think I got the veal.
Yeah, you got the veal. I forgot what I got.
Like a veal cutlet, like a breaded veal cutlet.
Yeah, but it was it mayonnaise? It was something.
I
mayonnaise.
think it was a bolognese.
veal mayonnaise. Yeah,
Slather on some Hellmann's.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That sounds.
You would eat that. You would eat that.
I'd eat the shit out
That's
of it.
more like a Confederate Italian meal. That's what they eat in the South.
mayonnaise on veal.
Oh yeah, I do declare.
Okay, so we all agree. Day starts out pizza
Pizza
cane.
can.
Usually, yeah.
Then for actual appetizers, because we're insane. So
Oh wait, one more thing on the pizza can before I go.
where you going?
Mentally before he goes.
Before we go,
Before I check out.
I'm leaving now. But the pizza can usually or sometimes gets decorative on the crust on the top.
Oh, you gotta.
You can't let that go.
She would do the fork.
Oh, you should do the fork.
Get the low key, or maybe
My mother would do the cross. She'd have a cross on the
course she
pizza
would.
can with the little flowers.
she
Like,
get it from the
I was
pilot.
just saying, where did she get that
Did
cross?
she get from Pontius?
She may have used one of their stencils.
It's got good stencils.
stencils.
Got the best
3% off.
Appetizers, though, I feel like this is kind of a gray area. I feel like this year I'm doing, now that I'm pretty famous for my boards, I must say. And
The
come on.
Italian cheese boards. I don't like calling it charcuterie because
I call it charcuterie
we were doing
on my dating apps because chicks dig that, but for us, it's a board.
It's a French word, charcuterie.
right, and
We
we
can't
were
call
doing
it-
it long before anybody even thought it was cool around these parts.
Yeah.
That was a staple for both of our families.
It's an antipasta.
Exactly.
Quick question.
Exactly.
That I wish you could help, but like you're the one who's there, so you'll know. When
I can't help you.
because Aunt Rosa, I think, does the best. It's different than charcuterie, which she does. She does an antipasta, which I think is different. Charcuterie is like small little things, and it's usually there's fruit and like a whole bunch of nonsense involved. But for antipasta, like she does like a big plate of just several different meats, but like slices, like sliced. So there's
cold cuts.
Yeah, cold cuts. So there's salami, there's prosciutto, there's a capicola, but then there's another one.
Gabagool.
Yeah. There's another one that's like, it's like capicola and
not super
prosciutto.
sod?
Maybe it's super sod, but like, can you get super sod like that? Like
Is it
deli?
thin or
It's like silver
like
dollar
salami.
size.
It's like you would put on a sandwich. If you went
You
to a,
can.
it's not a type of prosciutto?
it's not prosciutto.
I'm pretty sure it's super sod.
Can you? I was
You
wondering.
can get a big cut of super sod.
yeah,
that'd
and
be
slice
sliced.
it thin.
That's
Okay,
what
then I
she
guess
said.
it's all right.
It is
Mystery
that.
solved. You did help.
Yeah, look at me go.
But that's because what I used to do is before even the rest of the food at Christmas Eve,
Make little
you
snack
make
sandwiches.
little sandwiches because they had the calandra's bread. Of course, everyone has their reserve loaves for
Loaves,
home.
so, yeah,
but
you-
then
so
there's
you're not-
also there's table loaves.
There's table bread.
Yeah, you got to be able to enjoy it.
That's why we're buying 25 loaves of bread because 5 of them for the table.
Yeah.
And then you're tossing out loaves from the holster. Hopefully JPL didn't get any Lysol on him, but he's tossing loaves.
just tossing loads.
Yeah.
Got to come wipe down all the loads. But all right, so there's the appetizer. I feel like I don't really know what we do appetizer wise. Mom, Francesca will
It's
make
the
something.
boards. Sometimes there'll be some sort of a vegetable with a dip.
Yeah, Francesca
Depending
makes some
on
kind
who-
of shishi avocado
Avocado egg rolls, yeah.
That's egg roll bullshit.
That's the Francesca special. And look, they're good. I love busting her balls for it, but they are good.
She
I'll
actually,
give her that.
we
She's
like
got it
teasing
pretty
her.
dialed in with that.
She actually made me one of the only fish dishes that I actually enjoyed. She made me an almond encrusted tilapia once that was actually good.
Yeah,
she is a very good cook.
Right, but we always got to give her grief for the avocado egg rolls.
Because that's something, if you're having a party at your house and she's like, hey, I'm having a dinner party, you and Pete and
with
Johnny
a bunch of nonners, non-Italians.
Yeah, you make it. But when mom's like, oh, everyone come over, I'm making pesto on Sunday, and I'm just going to say, oh, I'll bring an appetizer. Don't bring that to the house. Like, yeah, that's not, with pesto,
She's not all there. Love her to death.
love you, kid.
Yeah. Good thing she doesn't listen to this. I don't even think she knows we exist sometimes.
No, if she listened to this, her mind would explode.
No,
She gets so angry.
She'd be very angry.
She'd be very upset.
with her finger toes.
Disgusting. She always has to show it on her Instagram with her cup of coffee.
I give her crap for that all the time.
know.
You know how I am with the I can't even like saying the word. It's going to make me gag.
I told you. I'm the same. When we were getting our massages last week.
All right, okay. You got to figure out a
at, the,
better way
at
to...
the parlor? Don't forget this is the Easter show here.
No, we went. I never had an actual like legitimate massage. So he's like, oh, we'll go to the spa. He set us up at times, and
The
I'm
old
like,
Piscadillo?
yeah. I
Right.
was very concerned that I looked like the guy who was going there for that. So I
I said rub, no tug.
just rub. But I'm like, they gotta take my socks off. He's like, yeah, dude. When they do that part, like it's the best. And I'm like, I don't know. So I took my socks off. They did do it. Yeah.
No, I would have said no. I would have said no. Don't touch him. Don't look at him.
Don't touch me.
I'm leaving my sneakers on.
All right, where were? Oh,
Food.
main course now. Well, the first main course. God bless you.
Bless you. I'm leaving it in. Family show.
So for some reason that I don't understand, our mother doesn't like certain kinds of pasta, but Dad does, and so she gives him like he likes the big pipes. He gets
Right.
that once a year. He likes fusilli. He gets it once a year, and it's on Easter. I guess because Grandma maybe made it on Easter.
Fusilli Jerry's, yeah.
It's fusilli, Jerry. So my mom, we do the fusilli with the gravy. But then, don't fill up, guys.
Real quick, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
For all those who are not familiar, like in the macaroni world, they're all this. It's all the same dough. It's the semolina like dough to make pasta. It's just different shapes. Why anybody in my family like has a preference because they don't like one over the other is mind-boggling.
I
to
have
me.
a preference, like some in terms of like salt. Like I prefer a rigatoni over a penne because it's thicker. It'll soak up more of the juice. But in terms of like,
That's why you have your loaf.
but but if my dad's like, I really like this pasta, I'm not gonna be like, no, like I don't like it. Like it's like it's the same thing.
fact that they argue back and forth about
Yeah.
which one to get, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not like it's broccoli versus spinach. It's
we all know who wins that war.
it's semolina dough versus slightly different shaped semolina
Semolina
dough. Anyway, go ahead with the food progress.
So then we have that with the gravy. Now this is where amateurs, like when Ben first, I don't know why, joined our family, the poor guy.
Ben's our brother-in-law. I gave him the escape clause to get out and not marry my sister, but
he
apparently he's not all there either. God love him.
But I remember he was there. I don't even know if it was Easter. It might have just been a dinner, but we're going to call it for Easter. And he had like 2 or 3 bowls of the fusilli. And I remember looking at him like, you don't even know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing.
And he's like, oh man, that was great. And my mom's like, we're barely halfway through what we're going to be eating. And he's like, what? The tritium of meats.
The tritium, if you will.
The
Easter tritium.
The Easter tritium. You got lamb chops.
Which I like. A lot of people don't like lamb. I don't know why. I love a good lamb chop.
love lamb.
Or rack.
A
Rack of lamb, forget it.
Where's the place that you like?
Nicola's
does
always on the menu.
Yeah.
Rack of lamb.
I never had it with the
mint jelly.
The juice, yeah.
The mint jellies. It's
the
nice.
Barbasol.
Yeah.
The Barbasol and the mint jelly.
It's not for me. I like
never
it.
tried it.
I
either.
really like the mustard encrusted.
Yeah,
rack
I'm a big
of lamb.
fan of that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I like lamb that way. I don't know if I would like lamb like in the size of a steak or a pork chop. I like when it's like little. It's like little.
Like little chops.
Little chops of lamb.
So you could hold the bone like
a
gun.
caveman?
Yeah, or like a microphone. And then you go at it.
Yeah. So we got the lamb chops. Then we got the filet mignon.
I was gonna say some other meat.
Yeah, we got like
Usually
they buy like the
filet.
long filet,
The long
big
filet.
long filet.
Yeah.
And then we got the spare ribs, but it's not just any spare ribs.
No.
It's
Big Marge's.
Big Marge's special sauce, which is not really a secret. I found out later it's quite simple to make. It is ShopRite barbecue sauce, it is duck sauce, and it is applesauce. And you give them a scotcheel,
and
then you just put it on
there's no like mix a quarter cup.
No,
of
it's
this
just
with cream
You
free.
look at it.
It's
Does it
you
look like
dump
enough?
all of them in, and then you waterboard the ribs in the sauce.
But see, only we can make it right because there's a certain color
that it has to
it
look
comes
like.
out
That's
to
how
that-
you know. That's
like
how you know
a-
you got the right mixture when it turns out
it's
the
like
color.
almost like a gold. It looks like almost like a gold yellowish. I think it's the applesauce and the duck sauce really more taking
like
the
from
lead
one of the
on
three
this.
wise men themselves, like
Yes.
a gold sauce.
Gold sauce and
Myrrh.
And then dessert is just a melee of whatever dad
It's
wants
another
to.
full entree of different desserts.
Yeah.
Like a 5-course dessert.
Because you'll do a wheat pie, which is similar to a pizza cane, but for some reason you eat it with dessert. There's a Shviadel. There's always be a Shvi floating around.
There's got to be a shvi.
There's got to be a Shvi.
I like a couple cannolis.
Couple cannolis.
CDs, cannoli daddies.
Decaf espresso for some reason.
Well, they can't. Our parents need to have the decaf,
Yeah.
otherwise problems ensue.
Yeah.
Regular espresso.
Yeah, regular espresso.
All the coffee boozes, the Zambuca, the Anazet.
grappa.
Ooh, a little grappa. Ooh. That'll clean,
That'll clean you out.
clean the agit out,
Yeah.
right, real quick.
And then for a treat later, if you're while watching the Ten Commandments,
Yeah.
if you're still hungry, you got all the candy in your Easter basket,
That's right.
which I always stole.
I was gonna. Well, that's
I
part of my.
always stole.
That was
I'll
gonna
inform
be.
you, I always.
That's part
but
of my
only one.
stories.
Only one. I'll let you tell, but only one candy did I steal, and you know which one it is.
It's probably the Reese's.
Yeah, that's the only one I stole.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that. I want to now hear about what you guys usually.
I
do.
will. I want to say because I want to see if you guys did it too in your family. Between entree and dessert time, we would have fruit. Sometimes water chestnuts, same holiday, and then fanook.
Fanook.
Which is like what the idiots call a fennel these days. Fanook is like it's like an Italian celery almost.
No, I think we talked
about
it.
it.
Fennel's
Fennel.
like, people know what fennel
It's
is.
Italian celery. No, it's fanook.
It's fanook.
So
Because it cleanses the palate. But I don't know if you did that.
yeah, we did. So like most of everything you said is what we do. It usually the variable is who's hosting. So in growing up, most of the time it was my Zia Maria, and she will cook for 50 people.
And there's 5 of you.
It's like an animal.
There's 15 of us at the table.
She's
Still a
got
good size.
she's got a stove with one burner, and she's just pumping out food
Pumping it
like
out.
it's nobody's
So,
business.
yeah. And then but anyway, actually, I think most years, though, out of our tradition, we did go out to eat. Most years we would go out so that everyone would have Easter off from cooking, and we would go to La Vigna, which is now Rare, the steakhouse, but it used to be an Italian joint. Used to go there. Not a lot of people go out to Easter dinner, so there's
You got
usually
right in.
nobody there. We would set the reservation anyway, but Easter was traditionally the holiday that the cooks of the family had off.
To
We
pay
could
your
just-
respects.
To pay the respects to everybody, God rested on the seventh day. So did the cooks of our family.
Of course.
And then I think it'd probably be more fun to talk about this year and what happened, because we tried to do that again where we order it, but I think we were too late to the game. We tried to order our dinner, and they said, sorry, we're not taking any more orders. We're already booked up for all of Sunday.
Whoa.
And that was Lunello's we tried to, which that's
Lunello's
totally on us.
Lunello's
That's
is pretty
not on
famous. There wasn't there like a Desperate Housewives like scene.
Yeah, they've been there.
Like it's a
for the
famous Italian place. I think it's in Cedar Grove.
It's in Woodland Park, Little Falls.
West
It's in
Patterson.
Little Falls.
Little Falls, I'm pretty
I thought it was
sure.
in Cedar Grove.
It's like right on that border by
Yeah.
Stevens Ave.
Yeah,
One of
yeah,
those
yeah.
Italian towns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nutley, Verona, Belleville.
So
Yeah.
after Lunello's was no good, my mom sends a text out to me and my brother and sister-in-law and says, look, Lunello's is booked up, but I'm cooking. Here is the menu. And this is actually for me and my brother, my sister-in-law, my parents, and my Zia Maria and my cousin Maurizio.
Oh, Maurice is coming?
They're all coming tomorrow.
That's not Italian.
Yeah. So Easter dinner menu is spring mix salad with balsamic vinaigrette topped with pears and nuts.
Balsamic Vin.
A beet salad with walnuts and blue cheese.
Oh, a little Dwight Schrute.
Little
diet
Dwight
action.
Schrute.
my father, JPL3, was having a little Dwight Schrute diet last night.
It's so good.
Beet salad, yeah.
She did that for me because she knows I love beets.
Good.
And then a cold antipasta plate, which is your pick. It'll
Yeah.
have everything.
Ooh.
Main courses are a choice of the following, served family style: roast sirloin, chicken marsala, orecchiette pasta with sausage and broccoli rabe.
I like orecchiette better than
Me-
the other pastas.
They're like little flying saucers.
They are. They
But okay, so I'm
little
gonna
gravy bowls.
I'm gonna. That's what I'm talking about. So that's the moment where I think if you're gonna have an argument about pasta, it's not about the pasta itself. It's about what are you serving with it, because vodka sauce and rigatoni is the best.
I think it's the
because
best
you
combo.
get some of the vodka sauce stuck in the little rigatoni.
in the rigatoni pipes.
Rigatoni pipes. But then you get orecchiette, you get the sausage and the broccoli rabe. Look, gets in the pasta. It's perfect.
And it's like small enough that you can get like a few orecchiettas on, and then like the little bits of sausage, and then like a little bit of the parsley. You get like a whole
Yeah.
buffet in your mouth.
And then
Yeah.
you get a penne bolognese. Nothing better than that. Just, you know what I mean? So anyway,
See, my pal, my good friend from college, Tony Rigatoni, you can guess, is a rigatoni guy.
rigatoni guy. I mean, rigatoni.
He would
honestly,
argue. He would argue very biasly, of course, that rigatoni is the pasta for every sauce, all the time. I disagree. We fight about it, but
that would be a tough fight though, because
rigatoni-
honestly,
it's very
rigatoni
universal.
is pretty good.
It's,
But
I don't
versatile.
know
That's
if
what I
you know who
meant,
Tony
versatile.
Riggs is. I do, and the fact that you're having arguments with him, do you need to talk to somebody?
No, I know exactly what's going on between me and Tony Riggs. So you can go check out his Facebook profile.
okay, I'll check out. Tony
Is
Riggs.
this like a war paint?
He's a
thing?
wild man.
Is this a war paint thing?
No, Tony's been around for a long time.
That's even worse.
Yeah, Tony's been around for a long time. He actually helped me through all the war pain that I'm dealing with now.
I mean, whatever works for you. Is he like an executive producer on this?
He should be. He will be now, so I don't get beat up. He's a tough cookie.
So
Anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted.
so to round out the last, and probably this is the one flying under the radar, is the mushroom ravioli with mushroom and spinach sauce.
Ooh,
I'm excited to see what that's going to be, because it's a couple different ways that could go.
sure.
And then we got some sides. We got our mashed taters, roasted carrots. That's our Easter dinner tomorrow. No pizza cana. It's okay. As
then
far as
also-
It's a contingency year, so
yeah,
You get the Lou D'Angelo special at the end of the night when everyone like the company is left and you guys are just hanging out there. Dress shirt,
sweatpants
tucked into sweatpants,
Yes.
on the recliner, 60 minutes.
that's Big Lou.
That's Big Lou, unless he's not wearing a dress shirt at dinner, which he may not. Then when he goes and changes, he's going to wear his sweats and his Calzini Rossi sweatshirt, which is Italian for Red Sox. I bought it for him when I was up in Boston, and it was the only place I've ever seen them put it in Italian.
Italian.
Sorry
So-
about this. We got a special guest calling us in right now.
We got a. Is it S&P 1?
Is this S&P 1?
This is he.
Happy Easter, my friend.
Buona
Buona Pascha.
Buona
Tell us, we're talking about Easter traditions right now and Easter like foods. Can you enlighten the viewers with what you're going to be having for Easter this year?
S&P, just give us a quick rundown of your meal, because actually we got a lot of good feedback on what S&P likes to eat throughout the day. So give us just a real quick rundown, if you could, on what you're planning on taking down tomorrow for Easter.
I'm going to tell you. Okay. First, we're going to have antipasto. And I'm in charge of the antipasto. So we're going to do, we've got ham, we've got salami, we're going to have prosciutto di Parma, we're going to have mozzarella, we're going to have some Asiago, we're going to have a Parmigiana, and then we're going to have a couple of grapes, a thing of olives, and then we're going to have beautiful bagel chips and Italian bread, depending on people's preference,
Sure.
of course, to enjoy the various cold cuts and cheeses on. That's number one. And then after we have that, then we're going to eat. So we're gonna have.
You just gotta. What did you say? What did you say last time? You just gotta fuel the pump or get the prime the pump.
The pump. That's it. You gotta get ready. So after that, we're gonna do very nice. Oh, he's handing me my prosciutto now. Thank you. Okay. We're gonna do very nice. We're gonna have chicken parm. We're gonna have eggplant parm. We're gonna have stuffed shells. And then my mother's going to do very nice sausage, orecchietta, and broccoli.
Ooh, that's a top 5 dish for me.
She's bringing out all types of Italian staples for a meal that usually has some type of an anchor meat. And in this case, we're not doing like a filet or anything like that. We're just going to do Italian, pizzeria type foods.
Sure.
So
I'm not certain, but I think it's going to work out.
before I let you go there, S&P, and I hate to put you on the spot here, but I think everyone would love to hear about the legendary night you had last night of S&P and the night of 3 dinners.
Oh, that is a treasure of a tale. Last night we did all kinds of things. First, we began with 6 sushi rolls because I thought I was having sushi, and I did.
It sounds like it.
And then after the sushi, I was still hungry, so I went through the fridge and I said, okay, I have half a sandwich left. So I had a chicken cutlet, mozzarella, roasted pepper with balsamic.
Ooh, no prosciutto? I know that's not your thing.
No, because we did the chicken cutlet.
That's right.
And then, that was like a trick question. I know you're trying to get me. And then, after that, I was a little hungry later. So my wife, she'd make for me a nice grilled cheese with the mozzarella on the panel bread.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And then I didn't really want to move after that because I'm not sure why I had the 3 dinners, but it felt like biblical. Like I needed to do it.
It was his own Easter triduum.
Yeah, it was a triduum.
It
really was.
Yeah, it needed to be done. Hey, listen, I gotta get rolling, but I want to leave you with this, okay? For your Easter and for your families. Mm-hmm. Number one, Buona Pasqua.
Buona Pasqua.
Okay? Number 2, just remember, if it's not the Parma, it's not prosciutto. Okay?
Okay, that's words to live by.
That's it.
All right, my friend.
Stata buona Pasqua.
Buona Pasqua.
All right, S&P, thank you for your time. Happy
you.
Easter. Stay strong.
You got it. Buona Pasqua.
Love S&P.
That's this and Christmas are our favorite times of year because we'll call each other and just randomly scream in the phone, Buona Pa! And like the more gargled you do it, the funnier, Buona Pa! We just
Like
go
you're a
over the
fat
top.
Carmine or something.
Yeah. No, it's when Luca Brazzi's getting strangled.
Oh, that's right. When they're choking him, he's got the tongue coming out of his mouth. Yeah. That's great. So
Don Corleone.
I lost my train of thought there. S&P always comes in hot with the pleasant surprises.
We were talking about
We're
pastas.
finishing up the meals and the pastas.
Yeah.
So, we got the meals down, Pat.
Oh no, we're talking about Carlo Rossi, the Red Sox shirt.
Oh, the Calzini Rossi.
Cassini
yeah.
Rossi.
Red Sox.
Not to be confused with the jug wine.
The jug wine, Carlo Rossi, which is usually I have seen homemade wine in Carlo Rossi bottles more than I've actually seen
Do you know
Carlo
who does
Rossi.
that?
Yeah,
You know who
that's the
does that?
Libretti Vineyards.
Yeah,
Libretti Vineyards.
but
does
like
that.
it's an Italian thing, North Jersey Italian thing maybe.
For
but,
sure.
You got to
100%.
recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Because also it's like $9 for the jug of
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah.
And then you
So
get the
for
bottle.
for
That's
$9,
your cooking wine. That's your
Yeah.
cooking wine.
For $9, you get a jug of wine and then a Forever bottle.
That's right.
You know, little cap. You don't got to worry about a cork.
The
Nice and
commemorative
easy.
Screw
jug.
on.
There you go.
So now, I mean, you're leading the show, so.
Well, you're the guest, and I want to let you guys talk more, but I want to talk about a little bit of some good, old stories you might remember. I got one or two off the top of my head. I don't have to get too far into it. But
the one I remember off the top of my head, it doesn't make you look good, but you're probably going to think you're some kind of champion.
My story doesn't make me look good either.
I'm talking about when you would cheat during the Easter egg hunt.
That's not my story, but I would love to hear it.
You cheated during the Easter egg hunt.
That's the story.
And that's a wrap.
No, go ahead and tell, because I never heard it. I never heard it from your side what you guys saw. I know what I saw and what I did and what I said to try to throw people off the scent, which was obviously not throwing anybody off any freaking scent.
All right, this is a story about a crime perpetrated on children.
By children.
Wait for it. Every time we watch that show, too, he's like, "Oh, I got a text message. Oh, I got a text message."
Special victims unit.
I don't remember that much of it. I remember Francesca complaining about it later. I
believe this was in Rockaway.
This was in Rockaway. Yeah, so I was 4.
That was our house in Rockaway because we would go to our grandparents' house in Scotch Plains.
Yeah.
But that's where my story takes place. Yeah. But go ahead.
So, Mom and Dad, would go out and the Easter eggs. It was always like loose change. I think one of them would have a dollar bill.
No, nickels.
It was nickels.
Nickels, sometimes quarters. I was just talking about this with a friend who was saying how they're going to put candy in for their kids or whatever. And I was like, oh, candy? Like, we got old nickels that our grandfather found in his pocket in his flannel shirt and just, like, threw a nickel in the Easter egg.
There was 20 eggs.
20 nickels.
Maybe $1.50.
Yeah, total. I said that over the years I collected about $6 total from Easter.
But they would go and they would hide them. Like, you don't hide them tough. You hide them like, oh, where is it? I was, of course, always the worst at it. I was looking like a lamb chops. Like, I don't care. I don't care about money. I got food.
Your currency was in
pizza cane. But they'd go out and hide them, and then everyone, come out. Dad had his big camcorder, and that we've never seen these movies because
Channel 9 News camcorder
because he taped over it with Butt Bongo Fiesta.
Yeah, Butt Bongo Fiestas and mustache rides.
But we would go out and try to find the Easter. I don't know how you did it. I guess you must have, because you're always a schemer. I guess you must have caught wise. Like, all right, there's no Easter bunny, so one of these people here is hiding these eggs. So, like, when Grandma and Grandpa come over, like, I'm gonna watch them. And he watched them, like, where he hid the eggs. So when they're like, all right, it's time for the hunt. I say it like it wasn't like and they would shoot a gun in the air.
It was like the big fox hunt.
Yeah, it wasn't like a hunt. Like, all right, let's go. All right, go find the eggs. He just went to like 20 spots and just had like a thing full of Easter baskets.
Full of eggs.
Francesca was, I'm assuming, crying like mad.
Probably hit me.
Yeah, I was, I had pizza. I was fine. I had pizza cane. I didn't even know what was going on. I was stealing your Reese's.
Well,
eggs.
I was gonna say you were in a chocolate coma, stealing everyone's Reese's because that was back when you were in your prime of consuming everything.
That wasn't my prime. I was building. I was building to my
that
prime.
was the gateway.
Yeah, that was my montage, if you will.
It was, yeah.
It was my training montage.
Right.
But yeah, and you stole all. I think, I don't know. Did they end up doling them out equally? I don't know. How the rest
I always got my eggs taken back.
Because you cheated.
No, I was not cheating. I was finding a will to win, and this is what I tell everybody all the time.
This is your big Rocky IV moment
on all previous episodes: is you adapt or die. If you have to have the work ethic and the relentless will to succeed, and that's what I had. You can call it cheating. I call it winning. And I got punished for it.
What do you call it? Don't be afraid of him.
I don't know what the mechanics are of the cheat. How did he cheat?
I just watched where they hid the eggs. I would watch my grandfather. And also, another thing we did was we had dogs at the time. I would always say something like, I got to take the dog out for a walk. Now, in Rockaway, in our house in Rockaway, we had a fenced-in backyard. We did the Easter egg hunt in the front yard, but I always tried to weasel my way to walking the dogs in the front, while JPL2 was hiding eggs in the mailbox and stuff.
Well, look, okay.
And putting the flag up.
Yeah.
I have a story from Easter. I've only got one story to share because it's pretty good, but it's along those lines. This is an older brother thing. He's working smarter, not harder.
I was gonna say, I thought Louis would be the one doing the scheming.
Wait for it.
Louis was probably working harder.
So we're at this interesting time in our lives where Louis still believes in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus.
A couple years ago.
So like 2018?
2018, a couple years ago. And I've already crossed that threshold into adulthood. And anyway, it was something with like hiding the eggs, and I made a joke or something about where Mom and Pop hid the eggs, and Louis overheard, and then he's just started crying, and they were like, "What's wrong?" And just like, "Is the Easter Bunny?" He's like, tears in his eyes. He's like, "You mean the Easter Bunny's not real?" And then it was like,
He's breaking the dimensions. Yeah.
I was like, well, he's like, "Next thing you're gonna tell me is that Santa Claus isn't real." And we were all quiet, and then he just started crying.
You're just like,
more.
ugh.
That was it.
That set Louis on the path of like just business for the rest of his life, where he's like, I have no hope. I'm just gonna make a lot of money and just crush it.
He hasn't said a joke since he hasn't cracked a smile or looked at anyone since.
He's just been working 60-hour days.
His
for
whole
the past
life is a lie.
20 years of his life.
Yeah. And I don't remember if it was Easter that triggered it or Christmas, but it went both ways where my brother and his youth was like, "But then you mean to tell me this other person's not real?" And that was the end of it.
Tough conversation. That's tougher maybe than the birds and the bees conversation, because that one's just awkward.
Yeah.
But this one, you're crushing dreams, and you know it too. It's not like something that is out of your control. You're like, oh well, I guess this person lied. It's like, no, your parents, they were the liars the entire time.
I picked up
Now,
on
Terrence,
this.
I hope Terrence put his kid away, because a couple of spoilers here that's going to crush his soul one of these days.
I picked up on the Santa Claus thing, I will say, relatively early in life, because we watched so many movies as a kid, and like so many Christmas movies are including are about like Santa not be like, they mention it so heavily in a lot of Christmas movies that Santa is not real. So by the time I was 5 or 6, I'm like, yeah, the handwriting is Dad's. He's got Panettone crumbs in his mustache.
Yeah, so I'll save that story for another time. I don't remember if we talked about it in the Christmas, but my entire investigation into the veracity of Santa Claus, the truth behind the clause.
You're like a mythbuster.
Me and Tony Rigatoni were just investigating.
Oh, he was around back then too?
Tony's been around for quite some time, like I said. Tough cookie.
So what's your
now?
What's
what
your
I
story?
remember distinctly about Easter
This is at the Scalingi household?
Well, yeah. So I mean, the tradition stayed pretty similar regardless of where we actually held Easter. It was wake up to get our baskets of chocolate. You eat our chocolate, and then we get dressed up and go to church. And then we either come back to the house or we go to wherever. Right. So this year we were going to Big Al and Yolanda's house, the Scalingis.
You mean Viola?
Viola, Yolanda. I think I talked about that one time. So we're going
the original
there.
face-off.
So Crazy Carol is notorious for dressing us like imbeciles.
Like when I passed out in the sweatsuit.
The white sweatsuit incident. We
passed
had
out at a Macy's.
We also had one year for Family Photo Day, matching white T-shirts with purple like hammer pants, parachute pants, like purple zebra stripe parachute pants, and the white T-shirt had a pocket that matched the pants, tucked into the how you doings. One year we had the 1996 Atlanta Olympic jumpsuits with turtlenecks.
We looked like Christopher.
We looked like Christopher Moltisanti's from Sopranos. This year, it was not a matching uniform. It was everyone was dressed to the nines, suits and stuff. Now, I was blinded by what Crazy Carol convinced me I looked like. So I'm in a suit.
Do you know what year this is, like roundabout?
Probably like 92, 93-ish, right before we did not move out of the Rockaway Red House.
Okay, so I probably don't remember any of this.
I don't think so. No, you might have been still a bait. Like
I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, you were still crushing Reese's. So in the chocolate coma, I'm in a suit. I have this blue trench coat jacket, navy blue. Nobody else had this. This is like no trench coat was like, not like the Matrix one. This is blue. I don't know why I had a navy blue, the only one on the market. Then she puts me in this hat. It was not really a fedora, but it was like, that's the only thing I can describe it.
Like one of those like a John Mayer, like a mini fedora?
Like a mini fedora with a feather coming out of the hat.
Oh, you're so more like
not
what?
Like a pompadour.
Well, more like what even though it's Italian, like what the German guys wear, like in the Alps, like a Swiss.
Yes, just like that, with the feather
red
hanging
feather
out.
Yeah,
right. And they convinced me that my mother, what a liar. She convinced me that, oh, you have the hat just like Peter Pan in the cartoon movie because he had the feather. So the entire ride, I'll never forget this ride to church and then over to Grandma's house. I was like, I look fucking awesome. Sorry, Darren's Family Show. I am Peter Pan. And I would even have Francesca, when we were sitting in the back seat together, make her call me Peter, which is my middle name, but she would be like, hey, Johnny. I was like, it's Peter Pan. And you will call me as such.
I think that's where I probably got my weird fascination with Mr. Smee.
Probably, yeah.
I'm like, I might as well be his sidekick or something.
Exactly,
I'm
yeah.
some ancillary character.
Yeah,
like, I'm not
yeah.
important to the picture, but like everyone kind of smiles when I show up.
Exactly. Yeah, you're crushing turkey legs and Reese's.
Smee!
So now I'm cocky. This could be the when Tony Rigatoni first came about, because he's a cocky son of a bitch. We get to Grandma's house. We're eating. The Easter Bunny is hiding the eggs in the front yard.
We used to eat rabbit too. I forgot that.
We do have rabbit. Yeah, I don't know if we don't.
We haven't had it in a couple years. We used to eat
No,
rabbit.
but I love rabbit. It's delicious.
It's very good.
A lot of bones.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were ready for the Easter hangout, and this is where things quickly turned from cocky, happy, I'm a big shot to I'm about to get my ass kicked. Essentially.
Which was a very common trajectory for a young JPL4.
Right. If you look at all our family videos, which I believe this is on there, it usually ends in
a beating.
A JPL4 beating.
And then by the time I grew up,
by Crazy Carol with commentary from the old man himself.
Get him.
Yeah. Behind the camera. Yeah. So we are on the Easter egg hunt. For whatever reason, Crazy Carol latched on to me. I don't know if she was trying to make sure I wasn't cheating again or what, but she would do this thing where she would have this little song like do 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 do. It wasn't anything real. It was her own thing, and that's do 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 do. And I wasn't having it at all. It was annoying. I didn't like it. I don't know why, because I'm a little piss pants dickhead kid, and I tried to. And I'm Peter Pan, so I'm a little bit above this. So I tell her, Ma, can you please stop that? I'm thinking. I'm busy.
Get away from me. I'm thinking.
She goes, no, it's Easter. I'm doing it. And now she's following me. I'm trying to get away. I'm getting increasingly more frustrated. I'm like, Ma, can you please stop? No, this is Easter. We're doing it. I don't know why, Easter was the reason for the season.
It's such a mom, like any Italian mom cop. Oh, it's Christmas. We got to do the thing.
There's no, the logic was gone. There was no logic, but that was her reason. She's the mother. You take that or leave it, and usually you don't want to leave it.
Yeah.
I did, though. Finally, by the third time, I'm like, you have to stop. You're so annoying. I don't know why you have to ruin everything with your trash, blah, blah, blah. That was it. Her face, you know how at the end of The Grinch, when the Grinch goes from angry to smiling?
Yeah.
It was rewind that in slow motion, and she goes full Carol on me.
Full Carol
She's
animal.
got the teeth clenched like this. She gives me the cookie clench on the jaws, like the jaws of law. With her hand, she had a tight grip too, because she can pop open a pickle jar like nobody's business. She grabs me like this.
The nails dig in.
She's like, Easter is over for you. You hear in the background, it's kind of a faint because the fog of war, you know. This is where the war paint starts. I got the fog going. There's eggs flying out of my basket. And you hear my father in the background with the camera. Oh, there's Johnny getting a little dickhead again, getting hit in Easters. My grandparents are laughing. My sister is trying to pick up the eggs that I'm dropping like they're her, right? Like she found the eggs, little bastard.
That's what I found.
You're still sitting on the stoop, crushing M&Ms and Reese's, chocolate all over your face.
Like Augustus Gloop at the end
and
of the
in
movie.
slow motion, I'm getting shook. I wasn't getting choked then. I'm getting shook. The pan hat, gone. The power I had from the pan, gone. The feather
How
comes...
symbolic.
It was just like a Samson in the light when he cuts his hair. Yeah. The hat goes, the feather comes out like it was the death of Pan, and it just kind of slowly...
Like Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump slides down to the ground, and it was like you hear the music in the background, like the drums, like boom, and that's where it was all over. You see shrapnel and frag everywhere from the battle scene. And the next thing you know, I'm inside, trench coat off, Pan is dead, Easter's dead, everyone else is eating, and I'm in the dunce corner. For
You're
the rest of the night.
You're in the little spare room, like where we used to.
Uncle Ron's room,
Uncle Ron's room, which is the
Ron's
only
room
room that they kept.
That they
got rid of
kept
Mom's
as
room.
Uncle Ron's room. He's 60 years old. He's never going in there
Oh,
again.
Ronald's coming back.
And I'm just in there. Crazy Carol's not talking to me anymore. She's talking to me through a mediator. Anybody else?
Tell Johnny he wants to eat.
Tell your son if he wants to eat Easter, he can eat it. He can eat it in the bathroom. Just something ridiculous. And, I always paint her in this aggressive, violent light, but I always deserved it. She is, but I always deserved it. And, yes, it was annoying to me, the do-do-do-do-do-do, but just shut up, Pan. Like, just go, like, I already knew where the eggs were. It's not like I had to worry about losing or getting distracted.
Yeah, you could have just shut up and taken it. You would have won.
There was no reason for me to lose out on all those 16 nickels I could have won. I should have just shut up, stayed the course. I was a mental midget then.
I could see you thinking now, like,
and that's what happened.
How much money? Like, if I had put that in my IRA, that's like $2 30 years ago. I could add $200 now. Like,
yeah,
I could see you. Like,
it could have
bothers you to this day.
That was going into my N64 fund that we talked about for Christmas when I was trying to collect money. It made it a little tougher because now I'm out 6 nickels.
So wait, I forgot. I know we talked about it. When did it like you saved all the money for the N64, and then she said no, and then she got it for you for Christmas? What happened to that money?
That money is now invested with Dave Bowser Mecha.
Oh, with Bowser?
Yeah, that money has been saved. It was, I think I had $197.32. I had to look. I still have it written down on the little bucket I have.
$198.45.
And I took that money with me. The bucket is empty. It's a decoy now, and that money is in a safe spot collecting compound interest for me.
I know at the bucket. I know where you hit. I see. You were so forward with your schemes. I eventually got smarter. I'm like, listen, they're gonna catch on that I'm stealing their eggs. I'm stealing the Reese's eggs because like everybody got 3,
and then all of a sudden we all have 1.
There'd be 3 empty packages of Reese's eggs, and so I got a few talking. I'm like,
you had trouble early on cleaning up after yourself,
cleaning up after my crime
removing
scene.
the evidence. Yeah,
but like any good sociopath, you learn.
You got to grow. You adapt or die.
So what do I do? Is I'm like, all right, I can't take the eggs that are out here. You know how many there are. It's 3, 3, and 3. So here's what I got to do. I found out where Mom kept the bag,
archive,
the bag of you buy it the big bag at like a CVS,
which I buy now. It's a snack size bag, like it comes in a bag of 15.
I think I saw this on like Instagram, like, and it was voted like the Reese's egg is the best form of Reese's.
It is. Don't doubt
the chocolate to peanut butter ratio.
Yeah, it's perfect. Control. There's no ridges. Like
it's
in the
mathematically perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. I found out where she kept the bag of Reese's,
which nobody had a count on.
No,
there's no hard count.
You know how many are in there, and she kept it just on her bureau, like in her room, it was just sitting there. So I would go in there, like the rest of, like I would have my eggs, and my mom's like looking at me. I'm like, no, I just had mine. Everything's cool. I would go up to my mom's room, throw on some Pokemon on the television or Dragon Ball Z, whatever I was watching,
anything,
and then just
pop them away,
flush the wrappers.
The plastic, yeah. We had
flush them down the toilet.
Never got me to this day. The Reese's Band.
Oh my goodness!
You had Ed Norton under there. What was our toilet paper, reused toilet paper guy?
Oh, I
the
can't remember
sponsor
what his
from
name
last
was.
episode. Damn it, I forgot his name. He had his team down there collecting all these wrappers to make sure the pipes stayed clean.
But the best was how they. I mean, maybe they did know it was me at the end, but I remember a few times because I was a notorious food thief in general, but I was not known for my sweet tooth. I was known for leftover Chinese. Like,
we talked about that
because
we discussed that previously.
My dad, he'll only have like a couple pieces of his General Tso's, and like he never remembered that he had it. He's not gonna remember how many
he
pieces.
Won't miss
So
it.
middle of the night, go down there. That's why I got used to eating a lot of food cold. Like that's why I like pesto cold. Because middle of the night.
You're not heating up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, Dad's asleep on his couch watching Real Sex Extra.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was watching. It was Jackie Robinson documentary. I fell asleep.
Yeah, it was either that or a John Wayne film.
Yeah.
No in between.
No in between, because very different vibes.
Right.
And so he was asleep. So you go down there, and my mom had like remember the big round like 70s Tupperware. It was like this big, and it had like the plastic cover.
like an olive green.
Go down there, get a fork, and
a couple cavadillos and broccolis.
Literally a quarter of it. 2 minutes cold.
You had it
back in the fridge. Back upstairs. Night.
Wow. Now
the trick was to never finish it. Never take the last of something because people always. How much chicken did you have? How many? We had like 4 egg rolls. I thought.
But if they're
gone, you take the last egg roll. Something's amiss.
Right.
This is where you.
But this is where I became even more of a mental. Is I started as a youngster. Started counting everything I had. My money, obviously, I counted. I had decoys. I would hide money under places.
He would spend money to buy fake money and leave the fake money out.
And then for food, if I had something like chicken, like Chinese, General Tso's, Cho's, whatever you call it, I would count how many pieces I had left, and then I would come in hot with the accusations when there was a piece missing. Nothing would ever happen, but I knew, and I was like, I know.
I never took from you because I knew you did. I was so. This is how smart.
You got to respect.
Respect the player.
Yeah, player. We were both respecting each other's efforts.
It's like that scene in Heat when
there's like you and me, we're not so different.
The cop and the criminal, like, all right, like we're against each other, but are we?
Yeah, that's right.
But this is. I swear to God, Johnny. I swear to God. This is the infamous story, but this is how I played it like a fiddle.
Are we talking about the chocolate covered pretzels?
The chocolate covered pretzel. My mom, and this is not like, how you can go to CVS and they have like in the blue bag, they have like the bunch of, no, this was literally, and legitimately, like gourmet from like a bakery, big
I know exactly.
chocolate covered pretzels. And she had them in her stupid little drawer in the fridge where mom kept her candy because she eats candy and like chocolate so annoying. She'll have like one Hershey Kiss in like a half hour.
Yeah, like a chipmunk or some sort of a rodent, and it's terrible to be a part of. Like yodels, or she would just like a piece of corn, like chew the hard coating chocolate outside. I couldn't do it.
Dad gets so angry because he wants to eat the candy because he wants it.
Right, and she's savoring like she's in a depression. Like we're going through a chocolate shortage.
So this is because I was older. When I say older, I was 9 or 10. So I was young in years. But I was already a seasoned.
You were in the
burglar.
game of food burgling.
I was already a seasoned, like much like Robert
Burger
De Niro.
burglar.
Yeah, I was already the burger burglar.
Yeah.
I felt like the heat was onto me. Like there had been too much like pizza slices missing and
you
French
were
fries.
getting a lot of control, like Tony in what's the Al Pacino movie? Cocaine. What the hell is that movie? Scarface. Yeah.
Tony cocaine. Yeah.
Where he's getting too much into his own stash.
So I'm like, the heat's on to me. They don't have any evidence right now, but the heat's on. So here's what and to this day, and you'll hear him, Dad say it to this day, and I wanted this criticism. I went in, middle of the afternoon, Mom's not home. They were supposed to be watching me. Francesca was doing whatever, and you were probably playing WCW versus NWO.
Revenge. Sure.
I got a chocolate pretzel. I ate half of it, and I threw the other half in the garbage in the bathroom.
Some of it was left on the windowsill by the toilet, as if somebody was sitting on the toilet eating these chocolate-covered pretzels.
Now, I'm going to ask you, Pete, why would I do that?
Because you're you're just out of control?
No. I had gotten away with it so many times. Like, why would I do that?
I'm confused.
It's the killer who wants to get caught.
No. It is the killer who makes you think he is so inept at killing, he couldn't possibly be the killer.
Oh,
for years, like Nick was the worst. He could never be a criminal because he leaves. Remember the chocolate pretzel? You leave evidence everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, you got me that one time. I couldn't even pull that off, Dad. I guess everything else wasn't
playing
me.
Chess, man.
I swear to God, I'm like the heat's. Like I got to do. Because I stole.
It's not his decision time here.
I stole so much food that they never knew about. But that's the one thing. Like, you're such a bad criminal. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm not good at this, none. I don't know what I'm doing here with this, none.
That's like that movie with Ed Norton. Was it Primal Fear or something?
With Richard Gere,
where he plays. He's got the quote unquote split personalities.
Yeah,
and he gets off the crime because they think he's insane or whatever, and they think the other personality killed. And the whole time he was just the one personality. He was just the bad guy. Yeah. That was it. What was the one with Kevin Spacey?
Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects.
Yes.
Think of this as a chocolate pretzel-based Usual Suspects.
That's right.
You were the Kaiser Soze.
Kaiser Soze. That's who I'm thinking.
I was the chocolate Soze.
Yeah. You were the Kaiser roll Soze.
So when we're talking though about like the chocolate pretzels, reminded me there's one thing that we didn't talk about Easter traditions. Did you guys ever get the big egg from like the Italian deli?
Yeah, the hollow out chocolate egg.
Right, the one that like it was a crapshoot. You either got the shitty dark chocolate one or you got the milk chocolate
Yeah,
one.
our grandmother would buy one for the whole
For the
family.
family?
Yeah.
Our candies were so the Easter basket, and for some reason they're all slightly different shades of blue, but we know. I know which one is. We know which one is ours.
Yeah, we never.
I can't tell you what kind of blue it is.
It's like they're all 3 different shades of blue, like a slight teal, a slight sky blue, and then a slight aqua. But we just knew. I don't know. I don't know why.
And then you would get. Now we just get like straight cash. Like it's a $20 bill. Like here's your little Easter thing. But we
Here's
used to
6
get, like,
nickels.
Yeah, you used to get like one gift in your basket. I remember the only gift I totally remember is one year I got Monty Python and the Holy Grail on DVD.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got socks.
And then my mom puts fake hay in the basket. Oh, sorry, the Easter Bunny puts fake hay in the basket.
Like green grass.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the same grass in our baskets currently since the 80s, since our birth.
She put it in there once. She's like, no need to replace it.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Not real grass.
And then we would get a package of Peeps, like a 6-pack of Peeps each that no one ever ate.
I used to eat them.
I don't like Peeps.
They're acquired
We would
taste.
get the Reese's eggs, which bigger package like that. So like they were sturdy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then, like a craps game, she would take a handful of jelly beans and Easter M&Ms, like those same colors, like those teal colors,
This Easter
and
colors.
just like roulette them into
Not
the
in a
hay.
bag. She would throw into the hay.
You pick it out of the
You fucking find them.
Yeah, it was like, you want these? Go get them.
It's like a mini hunt. To this day, there's probably M&Ms embedded in that, like in my chest hair. The chest hair
It
of
was
these
like
baskets.
the basket chest hair.
Basket chest. That and she, what like, don't. What are you
What
doing?
are you doing, lady?
And she
was
she didn't buy. I know what you're thinking, Pete and viewers. Oh, she must have bought just a big bag of M&Ms.
No.
She bought a big bag with inside had smaller
The
bags.
individual packs.
And she would open those like a psycho and just like work for it.
It was a real alpha move. It was on purpose. It was not accidental. It was
smart.
100% like, these little shits have been ruining my year since they every
Since
year,
October
day in
of
and day
86.
out, they've been crushing my dreams. And go get these damn M&Ms.
See,
you
these are the
sons of
things.
bitches.
These are the things that taught us like that made us like tough and like compared to like a lot of people in this generation.
We had to earn everything.
We had to earn
whether it was fair or not.
Yeah.
We had to earn it.
It was, but yeah. So
And Easter was no exception.
no. As nice as it was, like there's work to be done. There was always work
yeah.
to be done.
That's right. The work never stops, and
but,
that's something that that's how I am today.
Yeah.
I could not appreciate that life lesson more. If our parents did nothing else for us, that I guess toughness and work ethic and that understanding that you had to earn your shit. It's a priceless attribute.
Quick. I don't know if this is true. Mom told me this, but apparently when you did your first, I don't know if it was ROTC or your first actual like training camp that you went to for the military, like the first legit like at a
Boot camp?
military base. That when the guy was coming and like yelling at everybody, to, like toughing them up, like there were some guys who were legitimately crying and like very upset, and you were like because of mom and dad, you were like, nah, like I'm fine.
Yeah, it was nothing. And again, this is not one of those like I'm a tough guy. It was just it didn't compare. It was boot camp, and I'll tell this story another time. It was over in South Dakota where I ended up being stationed years later. But
Years ago,
that's right.
They try to.
They
put me in.
the first day you get off the bus or the plane. We got off a plane onto a bus to the barracks, and you get off. You're in civilian clothes. I'll tell this. Well, I'll tell it later. But you get off. You're carrying all your bags, like 100+ pounds of gear that they made you bring for no reason. And while you're holding it, all the instructors are screaming at you for anything. If you look stupid, if you walk the wrong way, if you're a stupid Italian from Jersey, they're screaming at you and yelling. And you have kids that never experienced that before. They're crying. They're weak because it wasn't that bad. They're screaming at me. They're like, what are you doing, Jersey trash? Well, I was like, look, if you're not gonna hit me, you're gonna have no effect on me.
If you're not gonna do the cookie claw,
If you're not the cookie clench, yeah. If you're not gonna hit me, if you're not gonna film me and then make me rewatch film of how I suck in life, like this is not gonna affect me. No, I'm not fazed by this part of camp.
if you're not gonna pick up a random remote control and chuck it at me
Throw-
across
yeah.
the living room,
or a shoe, or an old fishing pole, like
the old
a curtain rod,
the
what
meter
have
stick.
you. Yeah, anything. This is nothing, and it allowed me to focus on other things to get through boot camp, because it wasn't easy for me at the time. I had a, if I didn't have that, I would have broke down mentally, because now I have that stress on top of me of people yelling at me and getting me in trouble and stuff. It's like, this is no factor.
So this has just brought up another from the same family members too. You were in I don't know if it was this boot camp or you were in a boot camp. So this is May of
07. That was when I went to boot camp.
yeah. Oh yeah. So it was the same boot camp. This is when JPL 2 passed.
Yeah.
So he was at a boot camp, and so Grandpa passed away, and then mom and dad are deciding like, should we tell Johnny? So they call up like the base commander and tell him what happened. Like, listen, you can of course tell him, like, we'll go grab him right now. You can tell him, but like this is like very important to his, because it's not like he was an enlisted man. It's like, oh, boot camp, you could just do it again later if you had to. He's going to be an officer. This is very important for his career. So you can tell him like, or like he's got like 2 weeks left, and do you want him to be in the mind space or whatever? So we ended up not telling him that Grandpa passed away. That's a sad part. Here's where it gets ridiculous. We have the funeral going on. Uncle Nicky is there. The same man who, during our sister's wedding and right after Hurricane Sandy, tried to siphon gas but respect, tried to siphon gas out of
Old
a modern
school.
car, which you can't do. It won't allow you to do it, to get there. He's at the funeral home with a camera. Not like a disposable camera, like a camera of the times.
Professional camera.
Yeah. And we're like, what do you got there, Uncle Nick? He's like, oh, well, Johnny's at his boot camp thing. So like I was going to take pictures of the casket.
And send it to me?
In my Yahoo mail. I had to log into it. I don't even know. I haven't been into it in years. Libretti at yahoo.com. All the way in the back, saved, is pictures of dead Grandpa.
I don't want to see
That Uncle Nicky sent to
kidding
Dad,
me?
who said to me, like, here, hold on to these. Now, this is Aunt Rose's husband. So they have a weird funeral.
That's.
But it was just like,
They have weird funeral etiquette.
yeah, but he was just like, all right, stay there.
Smile.
But I swear to God, I have pictures of him, open casket.
I don't need.
Wow.
We had to search for him, but I'm certainly not posting it up there.
I would.
Maybe we would.
I don't know.
I'll ask JPL when I talk to him and
I have to access that. I don't even know. I haven't used that. You set up my Gmail for me at least 8 or 9 years ago, and I haven't used my Yahoo since then. I don't even know how I would log back in.
Yeah.
Just forgot your password, and they send you the how you doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not surprised. I never saw them. Clearly.
I think I hid it from you.
Yeah, I mean,
Again,
as you should.
That mutual respect.
That we respect the game.
We always had that understanding.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But that was a big story I want to talk about. Did you got anything else, Pistol?
No. My brother crying was pretty good.
That was a good one, yeah. That was one thing you kind of wish you had a family member with the camcorder
yeah.
to get that footage.
Yeah, because there's like the immense sadness that it's like it can't get worse.
And then it gets worse.
I'm gonna double down.
And then the feeling everyone feels it like it's about to get worse.
Yeah.
That's tough. But you got anything?
No.
Well, that's it, folks. No, before we go, big three is, especially holidays. This is when people pretend to be nice on the holidays, but the big three I always talk about. Number one, exercise every day. So easy to do. Helps you out physically, mentally, emotionally. Exercise. That's it. Number two, don't be a shitty person. Constantly talk about it, especially behind the keyboard where it's so easy to be a shitty person to somebody because you're a text message tough guy and what have you. Don't be. Other people on the other side of the keyboard are human beings, used to be kids, have families, used to be good. Think about that before you be an asshole. And number three, most important, be thankful and grateful for everything you have genuinely, and you'll be, happier. You'll see things in a better light. And that's one of the reasons why I thank you guys thousands of times each day that you let me do this here with you guys and help me out with all this cool tech and hopefully the 3 camera situation works really well. But thank you guys again for having me. Nick, always a pleasure. Nick Papagiorgio, Nicky Sticks. You got anything special coming up with JR? 50th anniversary. Go check out the website. A lot of different promotions going on. Pistol, thank you again. We're going to go see you later today. You got a special holiday gig going on to watch you play in a band doing music stuff, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So thank you again. I love you guys. Don't forget, be good to your families on Easters. Don't yell at your mother for
singing the
do-do-do-do song. Please don't do that. Go check out the website, www.johnlibretti.com. Like, review, tell your friends and enemies, give feedback to all that, how you doing. I read all the reviews, so I love that shit. So thank you again. I love you guys. Stay strong.